Oh,
I think I did it after.
Here it is. Live in the flesh. There's a rule from the party where either we have to sign this ticket or we have to sing Adam Cole and the Bebe's theme. So this actual ticket has been decided that I'm going to sing. So here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, go. Adam Cole and the Babies. 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 That was great. The party for life. The party for life. The party.
what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a great weekend and an even better start to their week. This is THS Wrestling presents That Wrestling Show. My name is John, and joining me is a man who was there live to see it all. Neeson, how are you?
I am back from the swampy, lovely weather of Tampa. I'm great. You know, can't complain. Saw a damn good Rumble. You know, hung out with some incredible people. It's been a time.
It has been a time, and we're gonna talk all about it because I feel like that is. I could hear Neeson in the crowd because he's the only person making noise. Mike, what's
Whoa.
going on? Yeah, we have a lot to talk about around Royal Rumble. Not only the event itself, but also the fallout, if you will. Because we have, I guess it's really not breaking news anymore, but we'll talk about CM Punk, we'll talk about Cody, we'll talk about Bailey, and we'll talk about some other stuff as well. But yeah, I guess if we are just talking about the Rumble as a whole, how was your experience there in it? Because I will say, watching it on television, I echo what Mike says, and it was it seemed like the crowd was just there.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. First, I want to say we should be talking about it should have been me, Drew McIntyre. But I guess we'll talk about that later. Yeah, the crowd was pretty hot, man. I mean, of course, look, the women's match stole the show. I think if we're talking about in general, if we go by match, women's match was incredible. There was some that I actually leaned. I'm not gonna say who the wrestler was when they came out, and I was like, "Hey guys, I need you guys not to be this quiet when this person is out right now. This is not okay." But other than that, I mean, incredible. I mean, Jay, they really got up for Jay. They really got up for the usual suspects, as you would think. I mean, Bailey was over the whole night. Bailey
Yes.
had the crowd from start to finish. you had I will say that fatal 4-way match, I can't tell you a thing that happened in it.
Yeah.
Nope. I cannot tell you a thing that happened in it.
I will 100% agree with you on that.
Yeah.
The fatal 4-way felt like it was there. It was a match. It felt like they
Yeah.
didn't want to put those 3 guys in the Rumble because they didn't want them to get eliminated for people to be sad about it. That's kind of
Right.
what it feels like.
It does. It does. And the next match, the Kevin Owens match, or the match before that, the Kevin Owens and Logan Paul match, it wasn't a bad match at all by any means. It had the crowd, but it definitely was one of those, like, the crowd was more so, let's see where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
And Kevin Owens is a saint and savant, and he ended up getting them. And so I think by the time we got to the men's match, people were amped and up for the men's match. And that match didn't have any. I mean, it had Andrade, right? And Braun Breaker had a showing, and a couple other people. But when it got to Punk and Cody, that crowd was there for every
Yeah.
single false. I won't say false finish, but every single tip of the rope. And then by it winning, the weird gasp, but also like, and then in that moment, people are like, your diehard Cody fans, they basically erupted, but people were so shocked and confused. Like, I honestly believe most of the people are like, they're just like, oh, they're really running it back. Like, not only are they running it back, which we felt they were, but they're really running it back by putting everything behind Cody this time. And all I kept saying, walking out of that stadium, that lovely, beautiful, beautiful nursing home of a stadium. Only thing I kept saying was they really gonna have Roman Reigns beat the living shit out of this man 2 years in a row. Like, do they really love this man? Do they love Cody? If they said Cody's the guy, they talk about how Cody loves the business, but clearly they don't love Cody back. To put this man up against the tribal chief, the head of the table, in the middle of a record-breaking historic run 2 years in a row, you're gonna have him get smashed, bashed, whatever Roman says. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Pingo hopped off because the service is a little wonky. But if you're in chat, jump into chat. Let's have a conversation. What's your thoughts on Rumble? We could continue having this Rumble conversation. Pingo.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you talk about the last two being Punk and Rhodes, I almost wonder if what we know now, which is the news that came out after the Rumble on Monday, I wonder if we possibly had to call an audible.
Yeah, no, I don't think you call
You
an
think it was
audible in the
always
middle of a
Cody?
Rumble. Yeah, it was always Cody. You don't call because Cody goes to Roman. Because you don't say, like, you don't call it, because it was set up like they moved them to their skyboxes, and you don't do that
Yeah.
with so and you don't do that in that moment because you don't know what happened, like, right? Meaning, like, you don't, like, you could feel like you tore your tricep, but you don't know how bad it's to tear. You don't want to, no one knows in that moment, so you don't want to be like, okay, like, he's only out for 4 months, so technically, like, 4 months early, 6 months late. So if it's a good, I mean, John Cena came back in like 2, right? Did he come back in like 2 months from a torn
Yeah.
tricep? Now, granted, CM Punk isn't John Cena, but you just would, I wouldn't say it was an audible call because of those reasons. You just don't know.
Right. So let's just pause on the Punk conversation just for a second.
Look,
We're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna
talk about it. I firstly want to say, like, I enjoyed the women's match.
I love
I thought it was pretty good. I very much enjoyed seeing the TNA Knockout Women's Champion Jordan Grace in this match. I
Big
thought
buff baddies bumping booties. That's what I like. Big buff baddies bumping booties. Our
I will
booties, our boobies. Big
I
buff
will
baddies bumping boobies. Sorry, go ahead.
y'all starting on time need to stop. Sorry. Sorry, Dylan. Yeah, Jordan Grace killed it. I thought she looked great. I thought commentators did a good job of presenting her as a champion, a legitimate threat. I love that we talked about Naomi and Jordan's backstory, how they have been bitter rivals for the last couple of months.
They did. They talked about
And
that.
I think that Jordan Grace looked very good, and I mean, I think if this is what we're gonna be doing, like, I think I went, "Oh, well, who from the men's side is gonna show up from TNA now?" And then I went, "You know what? I don't care. I don't think any of them should show up. I
Nope.
think this is great to showcase Jordan Grace, and we didn't need Moose because it's like Moose shows up, but who does he have like beef with, you know?" And I
Yeah.
think you and I spoke about that to where somebody I was talking to somebody about it where it was like, we don't need Moose because he doesn't have beef with anybody. It doesn't make sense. There is a history with Jordan Grace and Naomi, so that makes sense. And I thought it was great. Um I thought they used her well. Her elimination was ridiculous. Bianca Belair um hitting her finish on the ring apron and eliminating her. I thought that was great. So I thought that was amazing. And we talked about how we didn't have a lot of surprises. At the end of the night, I don't think I really cared. And you know how we kind of were like, oh, who can show up? Who could show up in our preview of it? And I was like, well, surprises would be nice. And we didn't really get a lot. I mean, Naomi coming back, I think technically was a surprise, but a lot of us, I mean, even I was like, do you think she'd show up at Rumble? And she did. And in the men's match, Andrade, but we knew Andrade was coming back. So overall, not a ton of surprises, but I thought it was still a very good show. At least the Rumbles were, in my opinion. Oh, and Liv's back. So that's great.
Yeah. I want to talk to your point about a couple of points, a couple of things. About Jordan Grace. I think wouldn't say Jordan Grace stole the match, but she definitely was right under Jade to me and to a lot of people in my
Oh, yeah.
section. And to Dylan's point, I think Dylan, this is actually a great point because a lot of people in my section again, hello Jeremy, how are you? A lot of people in my section, hold on, I'm trying to find a comment. Dylan says, I don't think McAfee not knowing who Grace was needed. I honestly think it was because a lot of people in my section did not know who Grace was. Jordan Grace was. A lot of people in my section were media people, right? And so if they didn't know, then
Which is wild.
yeah, but it is, but not, right? Like, because like as much as we like TNA, but TNA isn't TNA. Like, I mean, it isn't
Right.
AEW, right? Like, it isn't pulling these people for
Right.
media, all sorts of media to these places, right?
Yeah.
Another thing that I learned, especially being around there a lot this past Rumble, is that these major wrestling promotions or wrestling outlets or wrestling companies that's in bed with other companies, a lot of them don't know a lot about wrestling, not to fault, but they're just good at their job. So they're learning as they go, but they're also telling these stories. And so I think McAfee is perfect to be that voice. That's why, honestly, I think he's perfect on Raw for 3 hours, because if you want to get these new people back, or like maybe lapsed fans or new fans, McAfee is the perfect voice to be able to bounce that off of, because he's going to be like, I mean, he's a busy dude. Like I'm surprised they got him to commit to Raw. So he's a busy dude. He flew in, and so now he could really learn on the go. As you know, you may bring your friend that hasn't watched Raw in for a long time. Like he's gonna have those same exact questions. Like, tell me about her. Tell me about this person. Well, she looks buff as shit. Like, you know, type of thing. So I think it's an incredible. She had an incredible standing with the other big buff baddies bumping boobies. And I think Jade though, man, Jade, when she walked out, that crowd was it was like a 40,000 proud aunties and uncles. Like that's what it felt like. It was just like, that's our baby. That's our baby. Now go show him. We've been talking about you for a whole 6 months, baby. Go show him what we've been proud of you for. And then she went out there, man, and she did her ish. And I mean, now in the moment.
I have a question because we went crazy when she came out. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is her music. Was it the same song?
I can't remember, but the storm, her entrance was the same. The storm is coming, I think like the little song. But I couldn't hit. Remember we used to do rants about what we hate? Remember that time?
Oh yeah.
We used to do like rants. Yeah.
Undertaker, yeah.
I hate WWE's music supervision right now. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Right. So like, because one thing about that Rumble, you did not. Yeah. So it did sound, because it had the little.
Yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know why? Because it sounded good. What the hell is going on in WWE? Because a lot of those times people are hitting the music and it was just like, it didn't even feel like hyped. Like Logan Paul music sucks. It sucks. And he is too good of a new professional wrestler to have a terrible theme song. It sounds like a fake early 90s theme song or something. It sounds like a created character on WWE Attitude. Like like it's weird.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. That's just my rant. I'm gonna put it down. But yeah, man, Jay killed it. It elevated the moment between her and Bianca. I can't talk enough about the Women's Rumble match, man. Like it really, really stole the show.
It was fun. I mean, I had a really good time with it. All the Chelsea Green stuff was fantastic. I loved her basically. I think McAfee said like she's basically weekended Bernieing it. It was great. I thought that was a lot of fun. Who eliminated her? Oh, Becky did. The elimination was very funny. It was very Looney Tunes to me.
Chelsea was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Women's Rumble. Especially towards the end. I think towards the end I was getting into it a little more.
I will say this about Maxine. She's an incredible person in person.
Yeah.
Incredible. Fantastic. 8 o'clock in the morning. We're getting coffee in the same coffee spot together. She's just there, you know, like I see why she's a star for sure. Like she's going to be a star for a very long time, by the way. Same thing when I did the interview with Jade and I said, she is a superstar. Like Maxine is a superstar and she's going to be here for a very, very long time. Very much so. Very much so.
I mean, she's still green, but that's fine.
Yeah. She's only had like 4 match, like, you know, her match number is very, very minimal on TV.
Yeah.
So, you know, but yeah, she's gonna be a star.
Again, we our reoccurring segment. Give our truth his flowers. Him showing up in the women's match was fantastic. It was good stuff.
Bro, why would people were mad? It was hilarious. Like people were like mad. Yeah, because they were like, he took, because again, we
Oh,
don't
they
get
thought he took a
commentary. And we don't get commentary, and we are flat, like, we're on the floor, and so
Yeah.
we can't see the actual. We couldn't see the numbers of the people, right? So like we're like, wait, what number? And sometimes they're showing on the screen like of their entrance, and sometimes they won't, just depending on who it is. I appreciate her true
I
being number
didn't
2
realize
for
that.
both. Yeah,
That's come on, guys.
our truth is great, man. Like they were mad at him on the women's match, and then people had to explain, like, no, he did not take her number, like it did not happen.
He
And
got
then
confused.
yeah, he got confused. It was wrong. It was wrong. Adam Pierce, when Valhalla started trying to come at him, Adam Pierce, they're like, oh shit, let's get out of here. She's crazy.
Oh yeah, the camera angle on that was amazing. That was good stuff
That's
too.
incredible.
Yeah. It was
Like we
fun.
did that. Yeah, the Rumble, the women's Rumble, that was like just in general. That's a top Rumble in general, men or women. Like that's a good one. That's gonna live
A
on
lot
for
of
sure.
fun.
Shout out to the producers of that one.
Yes. Men's Rumble was fun. I
2
thought it
through
was
30.
fun. Like I thought the McAfee stuff was hilarious. With him getting in that. Neeson, did you hear the rumor of paying the stadium to shut off the Wi-Fi?
Let me tell you, that stadium is the best nursing home stadium I've ever been in. There is no Wi-Fi, there is no signal. You are in a bunker pretty much in the middle of Tampa, in the worst place in Tampa. It's like I don't understand that stadium
A
at
playoff
all.
team plays there, Neeson. A team that
I
is
don't
good that makes the playoffs
I do
plays there.
not Pingo, I can't express how much I don't understand the state. Like just the build, the location, the logistics. It is definitely. I mean, is this like where Babe Ruth was like, yeah, like I'm hitting bombers out of this? Was he doing that? Was this back then? Was they
No.
parking horse and buggies in this damn place? Like it's bad. It's a bad stadium. So did
Wow.
they pay? I would believe it. I would believe it. It feel, you know what? No, I wouldn't believe it because the stadium probably can't even hold Wi-Fi. The fucking the brick buildings that they built it with, the concrete bricks probably would crumble if you put any sort of RF signals in it.
Dylan,
It's
that's
a
where I get
bad
my
stadium.
Wi-Fi from.
It is a bad stadium. But other than that, it is a dope stadium as far as seating, because I felt like people that were at the highest like point had still they were still close enough and had a great view.
Yeah.
My seat, I mean, I had a great view, but it was flat and we're in the way in the back,
flat, yeah.
like by the hard cam, so couldn't really see anything. But before we get off the women's Rumble, speaking of, I took this shot,
dude.
and
That camera's getting
man,
work.
oh yeah, I'm putting it to work, baby.
Dude, that's a great shot.
Yeah, man, they killed it, but I was pretty on 400. So, but yeah, man, it was dope.
So let's move on to what happened after the Rumble.
You know what to talk about?
Oh, that was great. I love that. Oh, we want to talk about, I mean, men's Rumble started out
I
hot.
talk about the whole thing. Yeah, I didn't talk about the whole thing.
No, but I mean, when Jay came out, I was like, they're doing Jimmy versus Jay, right? And everyone was like, I don't know. And then they did, and it was great. I loved it. That was a lot of fun. Andrade showing up. Very good to see him back. I'm trying to think of if there was anything. So, we've heard the rumors, and my whole theory obviously did not come true. And I was hoping that we would get Finn and Shinsuke facing off as the countdown happened, and then we get the coin drop for an entrance, which would have been fun for Okada. Somebody just told me that Pro Wrestling Tees was told to take down all
Yep.
their Okada merchandise.
I seen it right before we went on air. Okada Pro Wrestling, which is weird because Pro Wrestling Tees have they ever tweeted that before?
Wait, they tweeted it?
Yeah. See, Okada just announced merch
Yeah,
is getting pulled.
Ken, what's up,
Yeah,
man? Thank you.
Yeah, they tweeted it. That's why I saw the tweet. I'm like, they've never. So at first I was like, oh wait, that's crazy. Like, I guess he's going to wait a minute. They never tweeted this before. This is fugazi.
That's weird.
But also, Drew McIntyre is right there. I think Drew McIntyre is right there.
So do you think, because his contract is up as of
31st
tomorrow, so do you think he shows up on Raw? No way.
I think so.
You think he just shows up on Raw and because Drew McIntyre,
unless it does an elimination chamber, which honestly I would have him show up in an elimination chamber because I feel like more people that will show up in Australia, they would know more about NJPW, Okada than someone from Wisconsin or some shit.
Yeah, that's the thing, Dylan, because I feel like I remember that too. He has at least two dates for New Japan in February at the New Beginning event, which is I guess very poetic. The New Beginning is the last shows for Okada. So that is strange that they would just say like, oh boy,
here comes the money. Here we go.
If they did a slowed down remix of Here Comes the Money for Okada, I would be fine with it.
Here we go. Yeah, that'd be great.
I think it's too fast for. Oh my god, that'd be ridiculous.
Money.
Well, yeah. Normally, if stuff gets pulled from Pro Wrestling Tees, it is a sign that you're going to WWE. So
yeah, but like, why? Not why go to WWE, but like, why announce it?
Why? That is so, unless no, because if you're making orders, you got to fulfill the orders. I don't know, guys. I don't know the logistics of things, but apparently, Okada to WWE. Listen, I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it. Maybe he's just sick of poor quality merch. Yeah, you know what? Probably. That's probably what it was.
That's the thing that did it. It's like, do you want to go to AEW and still you?
I can't believe they're still using them.
I want to go to WWE. Why? Why would you go there? Their merch.
Better merch. Also, I ordered my own Pro Wrestling T-shirt 7 years ago, and it still hasn't come. They have the worst. Oh boy, we can't get into that. We cannot get into that.
But I bought a Jade shirt.
Oh, the new one? Does she have a WWE one?
She has a WWE one. Soon as they came out, Jade had a shirt. Naomi has a new shirt, and Pat McAfee had a shirt. And I was gonna get the Pat McAfee shirt, and I was just like, I've already spent way too much money. Let me not. His Pat McAfee shirt says, sorry about it.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it.
I was just told to remove all Okada merchandise from Pro Wrestling Tees. So if there's ever something you wanted, you have 12 hours.
It's corny. I feel like that's a swerve, bro.
That's a swerve.
They haven't done that for anyone.
Yeah, it's just so puzzling.
You didn't do it for Punk, and everyone. Didn't do it for Punk. Why would you do it for Okada? And it's still on there. Like you could still get like all older Punk stuff, all older. Like you could find like all older things.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
I don't know.
wild.
It's very strange, but
Yeah.
whatever, I guess. Yeah, so men's rumble was fine. I didn't really have any can we talk about Dominic Mysterio eliminating?
We
Also,
do.
can we talk about how Jinder Mahal should have been in the Rumble?
Yeah, no. I'm not a, you know me. I think we had this conversation, but our last show we talked about how I like people to rumble that you feel either have a chance to win or could do something significant as far as like rather funny or some moment. I think Jinder Mahal being in a rumble wouldn't have lended to, he's not gonna win. And what moment would he would have had over what?
Neeson, it sounds to me like you're trying to hinder Jinder, which is
I
something you
would
do
never try to
not
hinder
do.
Jinder.
Uh,
I will never ever hinder Jinder. That is against my moral code to hinder Jinder.
but you do make a good point. You do make a good point.
But
Okay,
yeah.
let's talk about the man formerly known as Phil, because I feel like we have a lot to unpack here.
Look in my eyes. Is Phil the walking Vegeta? I feel like Phil just gets his ass beat. It just like has to go back and like rehabilitate and train. Just like, damn you, Kakarot. And then whoever Kakarot is at that time just gets to be like, la, da, 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 da. I'm Cody Rhodes. Like I just get to do this and say whoa and be the best. Like that. I feel like that. He's Kakarot. I mean, he's Vegeta. He's Vegeta, just mad, angry, but great to Larry.
So
Great dad to Larry.
I want to disclaimer this with: we do not wish injury on anyone here at THS Wrestling. No
We are not Drew
matter how
McIntyre.
bad of a rant I did go on this person when he first rejoined WWE, we do not want to see anyone get hurt or injured. I was speechless yesterday.
Oof.
I was like, what? Again? Like what is happening? We when we were watching the Rumble, we clocked. I've already seen the Aaron Rodgers thing. I've been sent it a million times with Punk's WWE return. I've seen it. It's very funny. I laugh very hard. So no, it's fine. It's funny. It's very funny. The season's over. Now we
Punk
can
got to
move
come
on.
back. Punk got to come back running with an American flag on 9/11.
Ow, my leg. I thought it was a joke. I literally thought it was like a joke account that tweeted it out that he tore his tricep. But when we were watching the Rumble on Saturday, I clocked it that he was in the corner and there were a bunch of refs around him. And I was like, that's really weird. And it feels like we're really stretching for time here. I think Gunther had just been eliminated. I'm not sure, but we were stretching for time. And he finished the match and everything seemed okay, and then the report comes out that he tore his tricep and he's going to be out for 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
And I just couldn't believe it. And I had a friend who he's like, no way. And I was like, yeah, he's out.
Yeah, way.
And he's like, how long does that take? I'm like, maybe 4 to 6. I don't know. And he goes, okay, so he could make it for this event or maybe this event. And I says, how about he just doesn't make any events anymore? Because it kind of feels like this ain't working for him anymore.
Body's breaking down.
And if you think about it, I'm like trying to wrap my head around it. So when he came back in to AEW, he was good for a while. He was wrestling every week. And then he got hurt after he won the title. That was the first time, right?
Yeah.
And then he went away. Then he came back, and
Tricep.
he got hurt in his first match back.
Yeah.
And then did he go away again and come back again and get hurt again? Or no? Am I making that?
Yeah. When he
Okay.
went away, he came back, got into the fight. I'm old, I'm tired, I'm working with a bunch of children, blah, blah, blah. But that's when he tore his tricep.
Yes.
Boom. And then he left and came back again and then ended up getting hurt at the last
Him with Joe.
the Joe thing. And
so he got hurt 3 times. And then he came back. He wrestled 2 matches against Dom, correct? At like house shows.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 matches against Dom at house shows.
And then this match.
Yeah.
Which he was in for match. 21 minutes. I don't know. I'm so confused. And I do feel bad for him, regardless of the rant you can go watch me go on. I do feel bad for him because how many more times is he gonna rehab an injury, come back? I mean, they're not gonna put a title on him.
I don't think it was ever meant for him to have a title. I think it was meant for him to main event. I think it was meant for him to be a draw. He did not need a title. I think
his story end is to main event Mania, no matter what match it is. Okay,
that's all he talks about. He talks about Mania. He's been saying it, right? Like he just wants to main event WrestleMania. He's never saying he wants to hold a title. Yeah, win a title, and that's why I felt bad. I felt bad because no matter how or what you feel about Punk, Phil, whatever you want to call him, it's something about a guy, and the promo he cut on Monday was probably the best promo I've ever heard him cut, because that was the first time I felt like I seen the authentic Phil. Right? That was the first time. And because he when he talked about his friend, and he talked about, his friend having cancer, and he talks about like, this is the thing that's gonna haunt me. And that was the thing. And I feel like, when you're around Michael Jordan in the league, you're playing with Michael Jordan in the league. It's so many great players that never saw a championship because of Michael Jordan. So many great players that never saw a championship because of Tom Brady. There's so many great players that's never seen a championship because of Patrick Mahomes. There's so many great players that never saw because of Kobe Bryant and Shaq, right? Like, I feel like CM Punk was around during John Cena. And he never, and then, The Rock, and then you have Triple H and The Undertaker, and then you have Shawn Michaels, and then you have Brock Lesnar, and he never got his just due, a la to what we're seeing about Seth Rollins, right? Like, Seth Rollins never main evented a WrestleMania. It's the same vein. They're literally in the same pocket.
Well,
every single time. What?
Technically, he main evented a WrestleMania.
No, he opened the match, got his ass beat, and won in like 10 seconds. And then Brock Lesnar got on a plane and left. He said, "I'm not staying to the end because I'm not going to be the closing act." But that's the thing. It's like, you could do all the right things. You could be the guy. You could be the voice of the voiceless. You could be an alternative wrestler inside of the actual roster that people grew with, and people want to root for and cheer for and have a cult following. Like, Seth Rollins is that. And so for both of these guys to one, now he's completely out of Mania, but for both of them to be questionable and then possibly out is like, dog, I feel bad for Seth because this would have been this is the perfect main event for a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad for Punk, man, because it's like, yeah, you may never get that. You may never be able to check that off the list. And I don't know about you guys, but it's some things in life where it's like, I have to achieve this, because if I don't, I'm gonna be a grumpy old man when in my latter years, which is probably like in 3 months, and just piss the hell off because I didn't accomplish or even check off XYZ. And that's what I felt for Punk in that promo. And that was the first time I was in a long time. I was like, hey, you got me. I'm here. Like, I'm here. I would have bought a shirt right then and there.
See, that's all he needed to be, was authentic. That's all we needed.
I'm just saying, the nostalgia runs off, You
know what? If we can get anything out of Punk getting injured, it is the sweet, sweet nectar that is Drew McIntyre.
Should have been me, McIntyre.
I cannot believe he said to a man, I prayed for this to happen. I prayed for this to happen. I couldn't believe it. And then he took one of my favorite photos from The Flash and put his face on it. You talk about I would buy a shirt right then. I went, what kind of merchandise does Drew McIntyre have on WWE?
Yeah,
this man is cooking right now.
If Drew McIntyre puts that on a shirt, hey, I may Drew McIntyre for the championship.
Dude, like,
give Drew McIntyre the FUBU championship. Give him the FUBU championship. Do it.
Did he really say for us, by us?
He did say that. Who was with us? Did it for us? I think he said by us. But he was talking about the being on a live event and like making this championship. Yeah.
That's the other thing. So there's a lot of like weird twists and turns that happened after Cody won the Rumble, because he has declared that he's going to face Roman at Mania, which technically
declared that he's going to get his ass beat. He's going to lose again.
Yes.
He could save racism, but not his ass from getting beat by Roman. That's crazy.
They're going to do that 2 years in a row. What's worse, Cena Rock 2 years in a row, or watching Cody not win the title 2 years in a row?
Watching Cody not win the title 2 years in a row. At least you're watching two goats of their generation. Not saying Cody isn't a goat, but what I'm saying is that, this is a different generation versus a different generation. And at least one time it was for a title and the other time was just for bragging rights. Like, or the first time was for bragging rights, second time was for the title. This is just for the title twice. And there's no way. There's no way there's like a 0.02 way that Cody actually wins, but that's no way. None.
That is wild, dude.
None.
Man,
what's the betting lines on that? Gotta be insanity.
I have no idea. So basically, we're getting Cody Roman too, which means we're not getting Rock Roman at Mania, I presume, unless Roman goes 2 nights in a row.
I don't know, man. If Roman goes 2 nights in a row, Seth Rollins is gonna be chewing on his drywall at home, pissed the hell off. The hell off.
You think there is a chance that we still get Rock Roman at Mania?
I don't know. Like, I say I don't know, but I mean, yeah, when it's The Rock, there is a chance. Now, do we get Rock Roman in a match, or maybe do we get Rock Roman at the end of Cody and Roman? The Rock comes out like he did in Philly before to hold his hand up, but instead he rocks bottoms him to set up whatever following blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping would have happened at
Rumble.
the end of last 39.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
But
that would have been great.
Man, so we're not getting that, or we might. That's the thing that I'm like, okay, so Cody won. So now what do we do with The Rock, who literally cut a promo saying, "Where should I eat at the head of the table?" So the seed has been planted in what do they call it? It's not continuity. It's in canon. This is canon now. So it's just like,
yeah, it's real. No more fantasy booking. No more spectate. No more speculating. We're here.
I'm telling you right now, 45 minutes in, we have not mentioned AEW, I think, more than once.
What's that?
Yeah, man, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Like, there's so much more I'm so much more interested in what's going on in WWE right now.
This is wild. I will say this. You talked about AEW, and I just want to tell you what I was looking like. We don't have the picture anymore. Man, god damn it. Oh, maybe this is what I was looking like after number 30 came out, after Liv Morgan came out. My brain went to instant fuck you, Triple H, for not signing Monet. Fuck you. I was just screaming. I was screaming. I was upset. Didn't understand it. I couldn't get it. I was. After I got done screaming, I just sat there. Like this, and I had to realize, like, wow, I watch AEW, but I'm gonna have to like really watch AEW.
I guess it's
now.
happening.
You know, when Willow instantly
when Naomi showed up, I went, Sasha's coming back. Like, there's no way. And I guess I was wrong.
Monet, boom. I
thought we'd hear that not that song, but I feel like we would have heard another familiar song.
Yes, y'all. It's West, y'all. Sasha Banks, Son Joe's the best, y'all. Make way for the new, the boot, the baby coming to you. Ooh, bow.
It's a bummer.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to, you know what? Let's talk, because I feel like we briefly touched on this when we did our show last time. The whole AEW not being interested in Julia. We got some clarification on that rumor. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see this?
I did not.
So what they're saying is, and I want to find it so I'm not misquoting it. But I will say, if you're not going to sign someone, just tell us the real reason. Don't tell us the fake reason. Let me find this. Somebody sent it to me earlier.
Yeah, or just don't tell us.
Or don't say anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care why you don't sign a person. I care where the person signs at. Like, I don't.
So I can't find it right now, but basically what it said is that there was a match that Willow had with Julia where Julia was unprofessional and hit Willow too hard. And after the match showed great disrespect to Willow, which is weird because we have the videotape where like, it's not like this was a dark match. Everything is recorded. So we could see Julia concerned about Willow after the match. Like, it is on tape. It's there. But what the real reason is apparently Emi Sakura and Hikaru Shida have an issue with how Julia left Ice Ribbons, which is a promotion in Japan, and they were a part of it. So apparently that is the real reason. But just say you don't know how to book women, Tony, and that's fine. Just say that.
or just say like you didn't want to sign her, because if things are saying like, oh, it's because the lot, like, women in the locker room don't like, it's a business. And so that
Yeah,
means
man.
if this person could make you money, like, what does that even matter? Like,
Yeah.
we see this happen all the time. Like, you're not gonna like everybody you work with, but if they could make you money and they could add to your pocketbook, all right, whatever, we'll do business. Like Seth Rollins and CM Punk, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. I mean, CM Punk and Kevin Owens, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes throwing over CM Punk and then going bang. Come on, like,
Yeah.
money is to be made, so money is gonna get paid. Or actually, it's money is gonna get made, so mommy is gonna get paid. Rhea, put it on a shirt. But yeah, man, I don't understand. I do
get it
not
either.
get it. And whatever, man. Like, if you don't want to, like, if you don't want to sign a person, don't sign them. Oh well. All I know is Hunter, you need to sign the boss, the blueprint, the goat, the queen of the cell, the DDT Mandalorian, the SB award winning, the queen. Oh, I said this. I forgot it. Mercedes Monet. That's who you need to sign. And also Willow and Stokely
Oh my
are the
God.
greatest thing next to Tony Storm on AEW.
I mean, they do have stuff, but I'm just very like I'm borderline uninterested,
Yeah,
which sucks
I
because
agree.
Samoa Joe's the champion. I love Samoa Joe. Swerve is actually legitimately on TV every week, which is great.
Yeah.
I do. I'm not sure if I enjoy what we're doing with Matthew and Nicholas yet, but I'm kind of like it.
This guy gets to the Sting match. I think this is you have to make them, they want to be real heels for the Sting match. So and it's perfect. It's perfect. Let's see how my thoughts is, let's see how it plays once we get to the Sting match and after.
Yeah. Hey Thomas, how's it going? How you doing? I don't know. You got anything else? I mean, I didn't eat dinner, so maybe we just wrap it. Is there anything else on your mind, wrestling related or not wrestling related?
Nah, man, everything is good.
I'm not trying to bait you into talking about anything. No, that was not me trying to bait you into
anything on your mind. I'm like, oh shit.
No, that was not me trying to bait you into talking about anything.
No, man. I hope to see people at Mania. If you, I know a lot of people watch the show on the replay. So please come check us out. Come Mania. If you're there, let's go. I think being in Rumble, it was amazing, and going to the events, working a press junket, going to the community events. It was really an incredible time. Before I go, because I want to make a clean video of this, because definitely need to clip this. The person I need to shout out and I need to give a crown to, the person I need to uplift, the person that I need to make sure everyone knows that they are the best person inside and outside of that ring, is one man and one man only, and his name is Kofi effing Kingston, and the effing stands for fantastic. Now, why you ask? Is it because of Kofi Mania? Is it because this man just puts on bangers and bangers and bangers? Is man because he dresses in Travis Scott's when he wrestles? No, not at all. I landed in Tampa Bay at 5 a.m. on Friday morning. Granted, our press junket was at 9 a.m. Friday morning, which means that you have to be there around like 8:30 Friday morning. Soon as I get off the plane, I'm heading down. Who do I see? Kofi Kingston getting off the plane. I'm like, wow, he was on my plane. Didn't know. I was in Comfort Plus. He was in first class, of course. First seat. Got off, was able to see him at baggage claim. He's waiting. I see Austin Creed there as well. And he went off, but Kofi was waiting to grab the bags. I walk up to him at 5 o'clock in the morning and I tell him, hey man, I'm doing the junket today. I hope I have a chance to interview you. And I'm just really inspired by you. And I hope to have like some minutes with you. But I know it's early. No need to even comment. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Just like that. Just like that. He's like, oh no, man. Actually, I just got the email saying that I have to go do that. So yeah, I'll be there. So I'm like, oh, all right. That's crazy. Cool. You just got it. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. You got to be here in a couple hours. All right, cool. Fast forward. I get there around 8 with Mimi. Shout out Black Wrestling. Get there around 8:30. We're getting coffee. That's what I see Maxine. We walk out. Soon as we start setting up our camera next to 2K. Shout out Lexi from 2K. Kofi comes in. First one there. Starts doing interviews. The first one, bright-eye, bushy-tail Kofi with a all off-white Canadian tuxedo fit with some I forgot the ducks he had on. He had some fire dunks on, and just full of energy, full of it, going ham, getting pulled left and right. I mean, I can't tell you. It's probably like 25 media outlets in this little room, and he's just getting pulled left and right, going outside, going to talk to Sam Roberts, going outside, going to talk to Peter Rosenberg, talking to Fox Sports. Boom, boom, boom. Hours happen. Commotion happens. Accusatory shit happens. A lot of things happens inside of this press junket, and then the press junket is only supposed to be 9 to 12. 9 to 12. 12:30 comes, and it's literally just me and Mimi and maybe one other person, but they can't do any more interviews. And Kofi and Greg, guy over talent relations at WWE, goes, Neeson here, do your interview. I was the last interview for Kofi Kingston at 12:30, while this man just got off the same flight I got at 5:30, coming from LA at 5 o'clock, coming from LA. He came in with more energy than anybody else at 8:30. He was there before it even started. He was there, first person in the door, made sure he did everyone's interview and stayed for mine and had the same exact energy. Even did the hit swivel. Even I got a video. I haven't even posted it yet. Even did the hip swivel with me. That man is a saint. He is one of the greatest of all time to me. He is like, they're gonna go down as just someone that has inspired not only a generation, but multiple cultures, multiple just points and places in this world that just needed to feel like they were seen, and was willing to do that on all levels. So thank you, Kofi Kingston, for being the person that you are. And it did not go unnoticed by me. Mimi wrote an incredible article on Black Wrestling Pod on their website about the greatness of Kofi Kingston, because of all that, because of what we've seen. And I know I make a lot of jokes, but I'm being so sincere, man. It inspired me to a whole nother level, because it just shows like all it takes is really to be nice and be present. And it doesn't matter how tired you are, you get to do these things. You don't have to do press junkets. You get to do press junkets. You don't have to go entertain and perform in front of 10,000, 40,000, 100,000 people. You get to do that. You don't have to live this life. You get to live this life, no matter what life you're living. And so I'm thankful for that reminder that I got from Kofi that day. I really appreciate it. I yield my time.
I think that's probably the best way to end the show. I mean, you can find me on all social medias at JP Thrice, and you can find Neeson on all social medias at Stay Fly Life.
Yep,
that was very well said.
No, thank you for the time, and it was an incredible Rumble. 2 through 30 on the women's were incredible.
I Wholeheartedly agree. What a great 29 women Rumble it was.
So amazing.
Anyway, guys.
So amazing.
I have to go eat a lasagna. It's also not Monday, so I guess technically I am Garfield.
I was just about to say, I was like, all right, Garfield.
Oh boy. Whatever. I don't know what's happening. Guys, make sure you head on over to that hashtagshow.com for everything trending in geek pop culture, and we'll see you guys next week.